Well, let me welcome you here. You and I connected very early on in our gestation as a company, and it seemed like what connected us in those very early days is you have an insatiably positive mindset. I have an insatiably positive mindset, and I sort of fell in love with how you welcome the region to every event. And there's a lot of these things that happen in a business or chamber or economic standpoint, and then you come into these rooms and you're like, people get excited. We're building businesses, we're kicking off developments, we're aligning people together, and you get people jacked about doing economic activity. And it's not always the most fun thing, but you make it fun.
Well, thanks, Chris, and that's very generous. So let's just start it this way. Good afternoon, Northwest Indiana.
And I need you to train me how to do that later.
Well, I hope so, because we need more of it. And I get a kick out of that. So maybe it's 5 years ago or so, I was at an event, and there's 300 or 400 people there, and I'm thinking, well, how can I get these people attention? So I, thinking back to Robin Williams and Vietnam and all that stuff. I go, I'm trying this, and I go for it, I surprise them. People are like, whoa, that was pretty cool. And then they even listened, more importantly, to a couple of my sentences after that. And I've always judged whenever I'm making a pitch to somebody is, if I'm in the audience afterwards, did somebody remember anything I said? Yeah. Even a sentence someplace. And so I did that, and then I did it a couple times, and then I got, well, maybe that's getting a little old. And I had one of our state representatives come up to me at a future meeting, and he says, Don, where was the Good Morning Northwest Indiana? I'm like, I didn't think it was that powerful, but evidently, it is. And I do look to be around people like yourself, Chris, that are positive. And frankly, that was when one of my early strategies at NIPSCO, and this seemed a little weird in the corporate sense, and that I actually had it printed on an early slide in a PowerPoint presentation on what I was planning to do for the future. And my job is to find good people and help them. And I find that when you do that, and you hang around good people, you lift each other's spirits, and things actually get done.
And you've watched it now for decades actually turn into results. Like, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, that all sounds cool, but does it actually work? How many things have you been at the center of over those decades where sometimes it took that collaboration, it took a little energy. Sometimes every city doesn't want to work along with each other. Sometimes every party or every county doesn't want to work. But you've seen dozens and dozens of examples where positivity did ultimately win the day.
Well, that's generous, but that is the way it gets done. You can stand out here and do some things by yourself, or you can join with some other people and do some great things. And it's always going to have more impact than what you can do by yourself. But I get pumped up when I see people actually working together, and you can see the ideas sparking in the room, and they start, oh, hey, we could do this, and we could do this, and we could do this. And nobody's driving anybody down, and they're thinking about things even better. Then you put them on the wall, and what leaders do is when they find a way to get that common vision, and they get everybody on board, then they start making promises. We're going to do this within the next 3 months. We're going to do this in a 6 month. In a year from now, we're going to be standing there in the victory circle, patting each other on the back because we got that thing done. And then real leaders, they not only offer those promises and make those promises, but they deliver. They deliver on the promises that they made to the other people on the team, and that inspires other people on the team also to make a promise and fulfill it.